Total Pro Sports presents the 15 most hated MLB teams. Major League Baseball is no different than any other sports league in the fact that there are teams more loved and well-received than others, while there are always those handful of teams that are despised all around. In Major League Baseball, it's not like the NHL, NBA, or NFL, where the hated teams will change every era. It seems the most hated teams have always been disapproved by the majority of fans. Here are the 15 most hated MLB teams. Number 15, Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers weren't really that hated until the 2011 NL MVP Ryan Braun got busted for steroids. Considering they went to the NLCS that year, any other team could have felt cheated out of a championship. Braun promised he was clean, but he wasn't. Many MLB fans probably have felt angry towards the team since. Number 14, Texas Rangers. When George W. Bush, one of the most disliked and failed presidents in American history, is an avid fan of them, that could draw haters. Also, former manager Ron Washington cheated on his wife. Josh Hamilton made some off-the-field storylines in a bad way, and Nolan Ryan's temper was well documented throughout his tenure in the Lone Star State. Number 13, Kansas City Royals. The Royals are always going to be hated by the St. Louis Cardinals, after Don Denkinger's blown call handed KC a championship while costing the Cardinals one. Also, the Royals relied on some blown calls in a fan in Game 6 of the 2015 ALCS against the Toronto Blue Jays, leading to a World Series title. A Moneyball spending team with great fans deserved a ring, but they always seem to need some umps to help out. Number 12, Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Being one of the most successful teams of the 2000s, the Angels surely drew some haters in the AL West, always beating up on the Seattle Mariners and Oakland Athletics. And San Francisco Giants fans must have hated them after the 2002 ACLS. The Angels have also had more money than most teams, being able to buy the players they wanted. And Cardinals fans had to be enraged when they threw money to bring Albert Pujols to LA. Number 11, Chicago White Sox. How can an average MLB fan really approve of the Chicago Sox after their infamous Black Sox scandal of 1919? Former manager Ozzie Guillen was also known as a jerk, and A.J. Pierzynski wasn't a nice man himself on the field. The White Sox had some controversial figures that are hard to forget. Number 10, Washington Nationals. 90% of people who hate this organization are the folks in Canada who grew up as Montreal Expos fans before they left to join the nation's capital. Also, the Bryce Harper and Jonathan Papelbon fight in 2015 went to show how big of egos the two teammates shared. All in all, this team has to be despised in Canada, but maybe not as much in the U.S. Number 9, Miami Marlins. Ozzie Guillen's controversial support of Fidel Castro and his outspoken attitude sure didn't win a lot of love over. Owner Jeffrey Loria threw money at star players heading into 2012, then after using taxpayers' fortunes to fund a new stadium in Miami, traded away the stars. Yeah, not cool, sir. A lot of your fans probably turned their backs on you now. Number 8, New York Mets. We can't help but think Boston Red Sox fans remained sour over losing the ALCS for 18 years before redemption in 2004. Also, any Yankees fan of the Big Apple probably hates their Subway Series rivals. Other than that, the Mets probably actually generate more love from a casual fan than hatred. Number 7, Toronto Blue Jays. Let's face it, if you're a patriotic American, then only this team stands in your way of seeing a World Series celebration in the U.S. Also, Jose Bautista's bat flip in the 2015 ALDS against the Texas Rangers enraged plenty of fans, and that's that. Number 6, Tampa Bay Rays. Seriously, how does this city have a baseball team over Montreal, Nashville, Vegas, New Orleans, Portland, and other cities? It's enough of a reason to hate the Rays. Many major cities in North America deserve a city over a team that always finishes last in fan attendance. We'll leave it at that. Number 5, St. Louis Cardinals. One of the most respected franchises in sports, the Cardinals sure have to be despised by their NL Central rivals. They beat up on the Chicago Cubs, Pittsburgh Pirates, Brewers, and Cincinnati Reds for years. They win titles without throwing a lot of money, buying jealousy. They're a model franchise, but those don't come without haters. Number 4, Los Angeles Dodgers. The team has developed a heated rivalry with the San Francisco Giants, and as a result, both despise each other. The Dodgers were always featured in the World Series during the 50s and 60s, buying a lot of jealousy from other teams. Also, they're filthy rich and get to buy any player they want. How fun. Number 3, San Francisco Giants. Between 2010 and 2014, the Giants won 3 World Series titles, but the teams they beat were absolutely crushed emotionally. They prevented the Rangers' hopes of winning their first ever title in 2010, kept the Detroit Tigers championship drought going in 2012, as well as the Royals in 2014. A big market team with so much money to beat lower spending teams who look to win a title after decades. Not fun for others. Number 2, Boston Red Sox. The city of Boston has the most arrogant, loudmouth, and annoying fan base in pro sports, at least in many fan opinions. Sure, they're entitled with all the sports success in the 2000s, but they sure act more cocky than the New York Yankees, who have whooped them for nearly a century. David Ortiz is a huge whiner. The fans were horrible to Bill Buckner, and they can buy every player they want. Not a way to win love. And number 1, New York Yankees. Rule number 1 when you're a huge success. You have to get used to how many people will hate you. It's that simple. The Yankees have always been a dominant force, dominating in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. Not so much the 80s, but definitely the 90s and surely the 2000s. With 27 championships heading into the 2016 season, everyone has become angry and jealous of their huge success. But with steroid users like Roger Clemens and A-Rod guiding them, fans and players felt cheated out. Oh, and when your payroll is always the highest, it isn't fair to smaller market teams. The number 1 rule of being a baseball fan is hating the Yankees if they're not your team. And that's it for the 15 most hated MLB teams. But wait, we're not done with you yet. In the comments below, we want to know, which MLB team do you hate the most? And for more cool videos, click subscribe.